Ahoy, my good people. Welcome aboard. This is Naval Action again. And we start off with wrecking a navy brig, which is what happens if you let a bigger ship hit you in a smaller ship, although you are much more mobile, then you get wrecked. But as it is a game against a computer enemy, it's often like this. But we come to that later. Now, what you see here right at the beginning is me in my snow. If you unlock the snow, you have to take care to change the 4-pounder guns to 6-pounder guns, because you won't do much damage with your 4-pounder guns, although they might have their advantage, which I don't know yet. And here you see, I think it's a Cerberus, another computer enemy, of course. And as I'm almost in the wind, I'm nearly doing 3 knots, so even the computer is able to hit me. But here you see a beautiful tech, but we will come to that later as well. Yeah, well, normally the games against computer develop as this game will as well. We sail on a parallel course and the computer doesn't hit me or you, as it is, and you can wreck him at your own pace and at your leisure. So yeah, put in almost nice broadside. And now I think I will veer about, but yeah. So what I wanted to say, I love still Naval Action. The community is very nice, very helpful, and I recommend everybody to play it who is slightly interested. Ooh, I got hit bad in the Age of Sails, because it's very lovely and it's still alpha, so I expect a lot more. I read in the blog that the open sandbox world will be amazing. You might find treasures you can explore, yeah, as it was in the old days. So now I veer about. As you can see, I use my yards. I use the manual the manual skipper to bring the snow very swiftly around. The snow, although quite big a ship, is quite nimble still. And now we start the engagement as it is actually normal in a PvE game, and you can pretty fast grind your new ships. Yeah, we sail on a parallel course, take my ranging shots and fire away. I don't know if I hit them, but now I gained some speed, 12 knots, quite good, almost the most speed you can gather. And you will see that the enemy ship will not hit me anymore. I think the computer doesn't lead its shots, so yeah, I'm quite safe now. And this will go on until Mr. Blackbeard over there will sink. Behind me is my colleague. He will do his part as well. But yeah, that's how you grind pretty easy your new ships. But I have to say, you won't learn much. If you want to really learn how to steer your ship, how you fight your ship, how to fight enemies, dangerous enemies, yeah, you have to play other players. Which I normally do, but when I get a new ship and when I want to grind a little and just get used to handling, I play a PvE. Or sometimes there are not enough players for a PvP battle, so yeah. I will now skip ahead because there will be not many changes, in fact none at all, apart from exchanging broadsides, which yeah, I only hit. And here we are. One side of the enemy is diminished and he's probably heavy leaking, and I give him the last broadside ranging shot with space, as I mentioned, and he goes down. As you can see, just a couple of enemy ships remain. Here you can see again how I bring the yards around, bring the forward yards out of the wind and let the backward sails bring the stern about. And I'm on the port tack to engage the remaining enemies. But they are quite far away, and yeah, it will take a while. One thing to note is always take care where the wind is, because as you can see, if I would steer further to port, that is to the left side, I would almost come to an halt. I'm very slow as it is already, but that's just what it is. But in the heat of the action, if you come to an halt, the enemy will just wreck you. Alright, and this is a real battle. I'm in my Cerberus, which has 12 9-pounder guns, but no bow chasers, and is the first 3-masted ship in the game for now. That means it doesn't turn that fast, but it's still quite nimble, I guess. But I have to experience first a bigger ship, like the Victory there ahead of me. And you see we're in a storm, which makes it quite difficult to hit anything. You have to take care of the waves and the swell and well, the heaving of your ship. And yeah, that's almost what it should be. The Victory is engaged with the much bigger ship on my side, and I try to stay behind her and give her one broadside after the other. But as I'm not so experienced yet, I have a hard time doing so, and in a couple of moments we will see what happens if you get into a broadside of a much bigger ship. I think the Victory has over 100 cannons, and I don't know the weight of her shots. Maybe 16 pounders, I don't know. But make sure you're quite in trouble. But we will see that in a moment. And again, you can see how beautiful this game is. The physics is not very accurate so far, because normally in this wind you couldn't have all your sails spread out. But anyway, maybe this changes, maybe they leave it that way, but pretty sure they will change this. So, and I try my best to help my friend. And stay to windward of the enemy. I think that is most important in any engagement, that you get the weather gauge, which is you have to stay to windward of the enemy and can so dictate the engagement. And in the most battles where my colleagues didn't do that and the enemy had the weather gauge, we lost. Just like that. We get wrecked one after the other. But yeah, that might be for other reasons as well. But I think that is one of the main reasons. And yeah, here you see how it really is. If I would have bow chasers, I could fire more often. But I have not, so yeah, I have to bring her about again and try to bring the guns to bear. Ooh, see, I hit the waves, but the rest of the broadside goes in quite nicely. But now you see I'm too fast and I come in range of her guns and whoa, 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 whoa. Got hit really bad. Now I'm leaking. In the left lower corner you see the blue stripe which is filling. Yeah, and pretty soon I will switch to exactly to survive. It means the hands will pump the ship quite vigorously and keep the water at bay. But this means that the guns will not reload as fast, that the sails will not respond so quickly, because there are not so much hands to work them. Yeah, well, what will you do? Yeah, and this goes on and on. In this case, we were three, if I'm not mistaken, 3 ships against 2 victories. One enemy victory got wrecked pretty quickly, and the remaining one just gives us his damage to farm. And yeah, we win this, of course, but not very honorable. But anyway, you see that the community is very nice and no ill will or anything bad. And even when I drive into a friendly ship and we both sank, The guy was very friendly and understanding and no rage at all. Yeah, we're all still learning, and I find that very, very nice. Now this is it for this time. I hope you enjoyed the video and you heard something useful. And next time I will focus on steering the ship as far as I can do it so far. And thank you for watching, and see you next time. I'm out.